Both these tanks are so low though, and without a giant source of healing, they're going to be in trouble. But they take out both of these supports for Dallas yet again. Philadelphia trying to get this out. Shadowburn at a sliver of health comes in, but he will die to the man with the glasses in hand. Dallas holding on.
Unbelievable that Coco gets the primal rage at the nick of time, knocking him back as well. Neptuno just barely dashes in time to tap the cart and keep the overtime burning. But Dallas Fuel, they are here. Chipsayan is back in the fight there to keep his teammates alive as well. And it's just going to be a stagger kind of play here for Philadelphia Fusion. The longer that wick burns on the overtime, the quicker it's going to go. They need to stay alive, and the Primal Rage right now working out for Fraggy.
A nice Primal there for Fraggy to keep it alive, but now it is just Shadowburn and Carpe on the card. Can they combine for the kills they need? Shadowburn, some gymnastics off the edge. Not enough! They have to pull all the way back, probably wait for Carpe to get there. I imagine they're going to send Fraggy in here on a Primal Rage. Harry Hook going down to his counterpart is brutal as well. Taimu continues to punish Carpe.
There we go. That flashbang, that's what it's all about here for McCree. That's how you shut down that Tracer. And Taimu's such a quick Deadeye. He's only made the switch, but he already has an ult. If he finds a space to get this off, life's going to be difficult here for Philadelphia.
Perhaps help out with a little damage there. So now he's just made the switch back to Mercy. Means that they're about 40% behind on their Valkyrie charge. Effect is nearing his Death Blossom. It could be a closeout ultimate.
Now, this could be making the difference because both support ults have been used now. That Trance is out, and so that sets it up perfectly for the Death Blossom. And for sure enough, he will find the kill on Neptuno and the follow-up, the D-back on Hotba, the turning point. Perhaps here for Dallas with the backline dead. Boombox doing the best he can to stay alive, but it's not for long, and the self-destruct will force him off the point. Dallas Fuel will tie it up 2-2 in the end.
You build the ice wall of the north so that Orisa can climb it, get up there, set up the shield, and once you're up there, it's very difficult for the other team to dislodge you. Woo! To come around the corner, maybe uppercut, and then land on top there, that'd be a unique variation of the .com. There it is!
Unbelievable. Manages to make it work. Gets the kill on Shadowburn to start as well.
It was Fusion that came out swinging, and it all started here with Shadowburn. As we take a look at some of the general highlights, this man was just lighting it up on the Pharah.
His Pharah was just ridiculous this time around because he ended up hitting 41% weapon accuracy with 26% direct hit on this, which is just numbers that you dream of actually.
I mean, that's win you games, right? Those numbers are so big, so they win you games just straight alone, Shadowburn.
Exactly, that's what happened, and they try to answer it with the Widowmaker, and it still wasn't enough because he's got the Mercy pocketing him the whole way through, and he just was a one-man army.
Now, as we were watching the Philadelphia Fusion Crumbs, we saw Shadowburn kind of popping off on the Pharah, but who are you keeping your eye on?
So I was actually looking at Fraggy as well because we often
Shadowburn and now Philadelphia Fusion getting into these high ground positions, looking to try and punish Dallas Fuel when they move out into the open. That's what the name of the game is here, although Effect starts off strong. Pulse bomb to D-Mac, and already 3 quick kills coming through here for Dallas Fuel.
Down to Undead as well. It's very easy to kill that Pharah Mercy combo. You can't dump altitude right now. You know you're dead. So Undead's timing was very, very good to capitalize upon that. Good little flank around the side, but the fight's still continuing here. Oh, Undead picked Arc out of the sky there. Doesn't claim his life. And now, again, another air shot on Undead, really keeping on lock here with the McCree. Libro's forced to lash out a little bit as he's being pursued, and that's all he's going to really have. And Undead might look to get a bit more damage. Oh, overconfidence is the downfall of that man, and Libro just waits with the reflect in hand.
We're going to get Libro here with a Riptire as well.
That's going to hurt there as well. You can see, yeah, the mecha damage is going to be there, but Undead's now getting picks from a distance. There's a Riptire over the top, but Undead found that one as well. This guy's a sharpshooter, no doubt about it. Finding Pine to finish things off. And Undead gets it done in style.
Game number 1. Pretty solid start there for the New York XL, but the Shanghai Dragons, not a terrible initial point A.
Yeah, I mean, they
slowed
fought
down as the map went on.
Yeah, they fought back, and they had a few picks up their sleeve. I mean, we saw D on the Pharah. I think it's pretty uncommon to see the Pharah, especially on defense, of course, here on Eichenwalder. But they made it work somewhat. I think that Dia's flexibility really showed thus far this series. We saw him on Pharah and then the Mei on Anubis, of course. So I think overall in this series, Shanghai Dragons at least put up a fight, and I think that's what you have to look to do, at least when you're such an underdog versus probably the best team in the league.
New York was fielding Pine in this matchup. What did you think of his Tracer play? Normally we see him just in control playing McCree.
Well, I think we were discussing that the idea of actually having Pine as Tracer is almost like a disrespect play from the New York XL.
And he knows he's there and he's going to go hunting for him. The Transcendence is drawn out of the Shanghai Dragons here onto the point. Pine's Quarry seems to have eluded him, deceived him perhaps now. He's going to drop him, but no, the Transcendence is too far away. Pine is in trouble. He's in a 1v1 against MG. He's got more damage and more health, but Pine still gets the D-suit. It's so crucial, and now he's looking for more, but Free Phil has had enough of his shenanigans. 2 for the Shanghai Dragons. Kills in this fight. Libero doesn't get anything with a Riptire, and this might be it. Where NYXL? Jonak's forced to go to the point on his own. He's taken down. Deadeye deals with him pretty comfortably, and there it is.
Out of those situations where McCree's just kind of stuck.
Undead forces Pine to respect him a little bit there with a headshot. He's going to warp the Tracer away for the time being, but MG's already found Libero, so Undead now going to make the most of the fact that there's only 1 DPS. Will make that none. Now Mano's going to get pressured down. There's no defense matrix because Mecha was too far away, but Undead's not done yet. Tapping away with the Peacemaker. He's looking for some supports, and he's got Arc as well. The man's on a running riot. Somebody stop him. We need the Lawmaker to deal with the Outlaw, but there just ain't none left in this town.
Yeah, just popping off on McCree.
Thought it was going to go in the way of the NYXL, but at this moment, we started to think, oh my god, is it going to be the Dragons stealing control away from the NYXL? They got up to 99% before even a...
You actually get to have a lot of initial charge on your point, but unfortunately when New York took it back, they did not.
Yeah, and it's pretty weird because Undead had a really solid performance on McCree as well on this very specific Oasis point, of course. So he really knows his way around the flanking, of course. Undead is one of the more flanking McCrees we see generally. McCree tends to stay behind the Diva with the defense matrix, of course, but Undead, he likes to go for the flanks, he just finds a few picks, etc. So he really knows his way around Oasis, of course, and that is a huge contribution to why Shanghai Dragons in general look so good on this map.
Going for him.
He's got those titanium knees. I mean, it is the future after all. You would hope the prosthetics would be a bit better than they are today. Still, progress. Birdring looking for an angle, gonna go high, way out in the open, and somehow finds a shot on Fleta. So sick. It turns out that the trip DPS was the correct call here for Seoul Dynasty. They just go rolling right through onto the first point, cap it, and progress will begin. Although, as I say that, there will be a contest.
It's not over yet because Closer has his Valkyrie, so he can come in and help out. Tire's gonna come in as well, and then down goes Miro because of it. Toby using his Valkyrie way early after they killed 2 supports might turn out to be a fatal mistake.
They'll lack the throughput, but you still have the DPS that can turn the tide here. Bunny alive, wreaking havoc right now. Bunny continues to reign, but unfortunately for him, he will get caught in the end by Birdring. He is having a bit of a struggle here versus Fleta, but you know, you get the Dragon Blade in there, see if you can chop some people into bits, and then change it up if it doesn't work. You still have time in the bank right now, moving into the second point, more than 4 minutes.
Our support player on the bench, but starting with the things that were working well, Fleta's Sniper and Bunny's Tracer were going off here for Seoul.
Yeah, they were going off, and they got a few picks, etc. I think Guido looked pretty decent on the Alliance and Yara, despite Ri Hong obviously being the better pick lineup that Seoul can necessarily bring out, that you want to bring out versus these top teams like New York and London Spitfire. So we're a bit confused. They got full held now on 2 points, and it looks good in some parts, but they look a bit confused, maybe not as played together as we usually see Seoul in this matchup.
Things were looking really good for Seoul. You know, there was 30 seconds left as you saw London trying to approach that second point. They unlocked it, and then they nearly got the third point. But Seoul, they couldn't even take point A.
That is Prophet finding the kill on Toby, and this is a long, drawn-out fight. Although, as I say that, they come so close to flipping the point. Fleta only gonna find the 1 kill on Fury.
The 1 resurrection comes off. London has more people back into this fight, back onto the point. 4 against 0 so far. London 1 stage away from...
Yeah, nothing but the soft squishies left. Although there's the shot. Fleta, this is certainly the map that he shines on. Now it's a matter of actually contesting the point. Hurek in a spot that isn't very obvious. Not often you see them. Yeah, exactly. That's why, because as soon as you go out in the open, Fleta is waiting.
Back line, Zuma took down both of the supports on the other side of things. However, both supports fall on the other side as well. It is going to be a beat 'em up down there. No healing for anybody who can out DPS the other. Soul getting pushed back. Fleta has to come in just to touch, but that is a short-lived life. London Spitfire, another 2-0, up 3-0 in the set. They will beat the Seoul Dynasty.